What's going on, friends and family? My name is Skylent, and today we're going to be talking about the most expensive free-to-play games, or like the most expensive individual free-to-play games. I might actually do a list where it's like encompassing, like, you know, which ones, if you really want to be competitive, which ones do you get to spend the most amount of money on? That's not quite this list. This is going to be like, which games sell the most expensive one and done like piece of DLC micro, like what's the most expensive microtransaction individually? And now a lot of you guys are like, well, it's $100, it's $99.99. Every free-to-play game does that. I've got 7 games that go above and beyond that, my dudes. It's pretty ridiculous, and these are all actually on Steam. Now, I believe some games actually do. There's some niche games that go way beyond that, or there's some Kickstarter backer things where you could pay like $1,000. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna go on Steam and we're gonna look at, you know, like best sellers, top sellers, and then we're gonna go to free to play, sort by most expensive, and then the actual individual things that cost the most amount of money. I'm gonna not talk about, I think overall, like you can buy a 12-month thing, subscription thing for like an MMO. We're not gonna count stuff like that. This is gonna be like, oh, you want to buy a ship? This ship costs bank. So that's what we're doing, and hopefully we're gonna have some fun doing it. And it maybe make you think about the kind of games you're playing and how you're spending your money. And if you've bought any one of these things, I'm gonna look at you a little different. I will say that. Okay, so let's get into the first one, guys. The first game is Skyforge. Skyforge is an interesting action RPG that has online and MMO-like features that I overall thought was okay at first. Definitely floundered a little bit, and now it has kind of like, it has at the same time a content drought for modern content, modern consistent content. But if you're a new player, there's too much stuff to do that nobody's doing, so you're not gonna have fun grinding through it. Anyways, so Skyforge has potential. It's a little sticky for an action RPG. Also kind of a lie when they call it an MMO, but I think it was kind of interesting. Kind of interesting with its aesthetic and some of its move sets, and a little pay to win debatable. But this thing is not pay to win. We have $120 for a costume booster pack. Costume booster pack. Costumes, $120. Now you might say, well, actually, it's not really that much, really. If you think about all the skins that you can buy in League of Legends, things like that. But again, we're not talking about like all of everything combined, because like obviously League of Legends doesn't have a $120 skin. You might eventually buy lots of skins, but you can do that in this game. You can buy a costume booster pack for a game that really doesn't have any players. So also very pointless. Which is really tragic. It comes with 24 costumes, which is for, I think, it's for all the different classes. It's like one costume for each class. That's excessive. Basically this is, I don't know, this is one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm gonna donate to the game because I loved this game. And I kind of don't like when these kind of things exist. I'm not a fan of stuff like this. This feels kind of greedy, and it's kind of whale fishing, and I don't personally appreciate it. So I will say that. Yeah, $120, and that's the start of the list, friends and family. Next, we're kind of cheating with this next one, actually. So a little bit. So we are specifically looking at Steam, and I didn't want to include bundles. Bundles I didn't really want to mention because that's, in a way, that's cheating. That's multiple items that are being thrown together. But this is going to be the Warframe, and I'm talking about the max tier Prime Access. Yeah. So technically this is kind of one item if you buy it off of Steam, and on Steam it's still the same price, but I think you're actually missing some things for some weird reason. So yeah, I'm gonna link you the non-Steam version. But basically, a lot of people know this already, but Warframe is a game where you can earn the platinum in game, which is the premium currency. You can trade for that. And people think that it's generally fair. I wouldn't agree with that. I really still hate the crafting timers and things like that. The game is overly grindy, too RNG based. There's some things I still don't like about the microtransaction system in the game. And basically, the way they work is, okay, we're not gonna sell you loot boxes, though they did. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna make the game so grindy, convoluted, and complicated, and basically make the game a loot box so that we can sell you the solution, the key to that loot box, exorbitantly. So $140 to get just the highest tier of Prime Access, which gets you the one newest Prime Warframe, generally like a weapon or two, and then maybe some other extra feature, but it's $140. Oh, and you get some platinum. You do get platinum with it, but it's like $140. That could buy 2 like Nintendo games. like 2 new Switch games, fully encompassed Switch games, probably with the DLC. That's a lot. And here you're getting a very small portion of the game that is very optional. So this is something that you can earn in game. Some people would say easily. I would disagree, but it's just something that they're asking a lot of money for. It's just like, it's one of those donation things. So that's pretty much where we are. With that, Warframe in whole is, spoiler alert, it's going to make my other list of just generally the most expensive free-to-play games. Okay, next we have the Closers Platinum Pack. Closers seems like a fun game, doesn't it? I put it on a list for, I think, hack and slashes or beat 'em ups, something along those lines. I talked about it recently. So all in all, you know, anime, ridiculousness, cool stuff. And in these kind of games, I think especially Eastern games, you have a lot of costume hype. I know Black Desert, it's like 20 bucks, stuff like that. So even to Skyforge actually was pretty up there. So yeah, in online games, but especially ones that are character-based, action RPGs, Closers, Skyforge, costumes can cost a lot of money, but especially if they're anime influenced, the costumes are generally really, really out there. So I think they kind of do deserve a little bit more money in ways. I think they are a little bit extra, but this one's, oh, actually it's on sale right now. Oh my God, it's on sale, 75% off. But anyways, I forgot about that actually. So there's a Steam sale right now. I guess you might want to look at some of this stuff and buy it on sale, I guess. But yeah, generally it's $150 for Platinum Pack. Platinum Pack will get you, what is even comes with all this? It's gonna come with one costume, an accessory box, a bunch of like kind of membership stuff, and that's gonna be the case with some of these things, where you also get like boosters and things that last, and it kind of works like a optional subscription fee. So you're gonna get like 6 different, okay, a maid service voucher, gardening voucher, just a lot of random quality of life bullshit that really just shouldn't, like the game should just be of quality anyways. Ooh, you get a panda pajama costume. So a couple different costumes here, but then like a lot of boosters and like some pets, and really just a lot of stuff that is half quality of life, half cosmetic. So at that point, that just feels bad. I think that just feels bad. And if I look at something like this, it makes me not want to play the game. Like, you know, Black Desert Online, you know, all the different pets and all the different vouchers you need, and I hate that shit. So yeah, $150 for a game, and they basically create problems to sell back to you. That's a big majority of that pack right there. Okay, we got Rift. Rift could have been on this list a couple of times, but I didn't want to do the 12-month subscription thing. I don't think that counted, but this one is also going to be $150. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Rift is a game that I'm going to admit it here. I wanted to play it, wanted to like it, had some cool ideas, but as soon as I downloaded the game, the character creator, I was in the character creator and I rage quit. I've only done that twice, I think. Runes of Magic, and then yeah, Rift. I just thought it looked goofy. Okay, so I just didn't care. And maybe I should get over my bias. Anyways, Rift is a game that's silly. A lot of people think it's silly, but Lathis' Fortune Pack, what even comes with all this? It's $150, and it looks, oh God. Oh, this looks like cancer, guys. Okay, so you know how we were just talking about quality of life things being sold back to you? This is overwhelmingly quality of life stuff. It looks like there's a couple things, like you get a hair color set, an extended hairstyle set. Some things, it looks like you might get a costume or maybe, but it's most like right here, it's character slots, inventory slots, a couple mounts. That's kind of cool. Bag slots, personal banker. Oh yeah. Oh no. That's really gross. And then that's on top of like, you still gotta buy the subscription, which I know it's free to play, but I think you still need the subscription. This is probably not even all of the quality of life things that you might want. This is not all the cosmetics of the game. Like seriously, if you're gonna, okay, in my opinion, if you're gonna sell a microtransaction for $100 that has like, you know, you would put all this bullshit in it, it really should just be all the bullshit, you know? Like that's how Smite does it. For like 20 something dollars, you just get all the bullshit. You get all the gods. And then you can buy cosmetics and skins after that, sure, but like, dude, if you're gonna make a free-to-play game and you're gonna have all these quality of life it just feels really gross. It feels really gross. Oh boy, we got a space game. And you guys might know from EVE Online or possibly, you know, Star Citizen, a lot of Kickstarter space games. They like selling ships and things. Here we go. We actually got a game that I haven't played in a bit, but I really enjoyed it back in the day. Star Conflict was more kind of dogfighty than some other space games. There was some like space MOBAs and space World of Tanks-ish kind of games. But I thought this one was a little bit more dogfighty, and I probably should have played it a bit more back in the day. Star Conflict, we have the Zeta Deluxe version, which, if I'm not mistaken, is like it's like a ship. It's a bunch of different modules and things. So I'm just going to read this. Identical packages cannot be activated on the same account twice. I guess that's important, whatever. I've never seen that. Dude, guys, it's $180 for this package, this deluxe version or whatever. You're going to get a bunch of different weapons. This really reminds me of the Warframe Prime kind of stuff. So we're going to get the Iridium Destroyer weapon, a couple different weapons to equip to your ship, active modules, which are going to be a ship equipable stuff. And this could even be seen as pay to win in a way. Probably. Something like World of Tanks in a way where it takes so long to grind to certain things, and this might even be premium, but it takes so long to grind to these things that if a new player can just get this stuff pretty much instantaneously, it's such an advantage, and it feels so good for that player, and it really feels bad for everyone else. It kind of ruins matchmaking in a way. This is really gross to me. I don't want to see anything, you know, I thought it was gross when there's like quality of life stuff in these sort of things, but when it's actual like power ship's weapon, and I do not care if you can eventually grind for it. This is a game that is based on grinding and customizing your ship. So this is like buying a top deck in a CCG, just buying it outright. Which actually should be the norm for CCG, but you know, when you make your game so grindy, it shouldn't be like this. This should be like $5. Oh, $5, you get like a fighting game character. It's like $5 or $10 at most. Oh, you get a new character. That's fair. Not $180 and then make your game so grindy that you really feel almost like a need to do this sort of thing. So yeah, guys, you can fit out your ship like crazy. There, $180. Oh my God. Okay, so Call of War, a game that I think I played once for a video I had to do at Attack Gaming. Okay, so this is the thing. I don't know much about this game, but what I do know is that the more niche the game is, like the more specific to a kind of like an audience, especially if it's history based, you can really get away, or fan-based as well, like Harry Potter, or really Star Trek, Dungeons and Dragons. Those are gonna be the two big ones. And apparently historical warfare, this stuff, you can really juice your player base. So oh, this one's actually on sale too. But for $200, guys, you're gonna get the Global Domination Pack. So what does this come with? Now, it probably is a little bit inflated because you are getting 12 months of High Command membership, and you're also getting a bunch of premium currency. Now, I said I didn't want to do the membership stuff, but in this game, when I was actually reading through the memberships, it wasn't just like a normal MMO membership, and this isn't even an MMO. This game doesn't work like that. What this is like this. Okay, so have you guys ever played like an MMO RTS or strategy game where it's really not an MMO, it's really just a kind of an AFK town builder, and you can attack different people? Well, this gives you access to be able to have more simultaneous matches at any one time. It also, from what I'm looking at, kind of seems pay to win-ish, which most of those games are. Mobilization and construction queuing, so that makes your life easier, and that really should just be a feature in the game. Enhanced artillery fire control system, again, another quality of life thing that should just be in the game. Enhanced game creation options. Some games actually do this. That kind of means like arenas and duels, like in something like Guild Wars 2, which is an MMO. So you're running on servers and you're basically renting server time to have your own little instance. That makes sense. This game, I don't know. I guess whatever. And then you have like, what is this? Just a lot of bullshit, really, that should just be in the game. Dedicated in-game high command chat. So basically, like, this is like the Mile High Club or whatever. This is like, okay, we spent a lot of money. We're like the premium players, and we can talk just to other premium players, very premium players. Because this is also not. I don't think this is a free to. Yeah, this is a free to play game. I'm sorry, but it's not going to feel that way because of all the expansions and all the gold that you can buy, stuff like that. And then more simultaneous active matches, which debatably could be pay to win if you could have an easier time dominating, or just, I don't know. So This is a game that I'm not very familiar with, so I'm not going to speak out of my ass, but it's just one of those games that it's just like it's a strategy game that is pretending to be more than it is, from what I remember. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Whatever game this is, it sure ain't like some, I don't know, like it's not an Age of Empires MMO. It's definitely not like a Total War MMO or anything like that that would really need that much money and power. No, it's a much lighter game, and for $200, you're getting, I don't know, some quality of life shit, basically. Oh my God. Okay, and finally, you think, okay, we went up pretty steadily from $100 to $200. We're going to $500. $500 for EVE Online. And again, maybe you can consider this kind of breaking the rules. But this is basically their big chunk of Plex. So you can buy Plex in EVE Online, and a lot of people, developers and players, it seems of all walks of life, will say EVE Online is generally balanced. So how much does $500 get you in Plex? 154,000, right? No, it's 15. Sorry, it's 15,400. 15,400. And that seems like a lot. That sounds like a big number. I don't know. I haven't played EVE that much. I haven't spent any Plex. I don't know anything about that. So if you guys want to elucidate that in the comments below, please do. But what I do want to talk about is that this is an in-game currency that it can affect. If a whole, let's say a whole guild is buying lots and lots of Plex and kind of pushing out like a bigger army, maybe after a direct victory, and they made some losses, they can push out and kind of go back again and re-attack and just be more aggressive on the entire economy. I think, you know, rebuying ships and building things faster. Again, I don't know the game, but looking at games like Albion Online or a few other sandbox games, even though the individual player, you might say it's not pay to win for an individual player in an individual instance, or you maybe say in a macro sense, well, in the end, it eventually evens out. There's certain pockets of instances where there's going to be groups of players spending money, quickly building things, and stuff and things can happen from that. Like I'm just saying, there's zero way that it's not in some way somewhat pay to win, because you're literally paying to play the game, or you're paying to get Plex. Plex can be turned into basically skipping gameplay. And you can say that. You can say, oh, you're paying to skip the gameplay. The grind is the gameplay. But anyways, you're skipping the wait timers and things like that. And in a game that's economy focused and PvP focused, where you have real losses, if you can just pay to bypass some of that, it has potential to ruin the game. But apparently, I will say, from what everyone else says, EVE Online is not ruined by this mechanic. And apparently it does, in the end, eventually balance out, just because the game is so massive and so big. But just because it's microscopically pay to win, or balanced pay to win, or whatever, it still has a real money transaction that works inside the game. And I'm a pretty hardcore critic, I can't condone that. Not only that, but apparently you just allow players to spend $500 in your game. They're getting something for that. You know, that's not nothing. That Plex is not just for a skin. I promise you that. So that makes me feel really weird. It makes me not. That's really the core reason why I haven't initiated any sort of gameplay with EVE Online. Seriously, I teased it a little bit, but I just can't bring myself, to play a game like this. And it's why I'm hesitant to go back into Albion Online and other games. Maybe it balances out. Maybe it's okay. You know, maybe I can play around it, because I do play Black Desert Online. There are ways to play around it, and it's possible to not have an effect on you, but I'm a YouTuber, I'm a critic, and like, what does that say? You know, every time I do a Black Desert Online video, my audience really doesn't like it. Even though I'm like, hey guys, I'm just literally in this video to take pictures and stuff. It's a fun game to take pictures in. They're like, that's pay to win. So yeah, I see both sides of the situation here. But what I also see is you can spend $500 in this game, and that's for Plex. You could probably stack this, and it can go up and up and up. But then again, we're not talking about that today. But yeah, EVE Online is probably going to be number one on my most expensive free-to-play game list. All right, guys, but that's it. I don't have like a full top 10 or anything like that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just kind of shitting stuff out here. Most expensive free-to-play microtransactions. here. But if you guys do want to look forward to that free-to-play list of just general expensive free-to-play games, yeah, I'm excited to do that one too. I like talking about stuff like that. And it's kind of a way to review the games as well. How you pay and spend money as a consumer, how you consume the game, to me, should be part of the reviews. So I should be talking about that definitely a little bit more. And I will be biting in those videos. Absolutely. So much love, friends and family. I'll see you in the next one.